Hello and welcome back to another video. In this one I get quite a lot done. Specifically managed to get the timing gear back on, timing belt and everything like that, and get it timed up as well. Also managed to get on the exhaust manifold and gasket, and also the inlet gasket, manifold and manifold. So yeah, quite a bit to get through, so here we go. So before I put the cam gears back on the car, I've checked the manual and it does suggest that these are sintered gears, which means if they've been exposed to prolonged contamination like oil, it's going to absorb that oil, and so when you put the timing belt and gear back on, it's going to contaminate everything again eventually. So it suggests soaking these in a solvent to get all that out before you put them back on, and I've cleaned these up as best I can so they don't look too bad. So yeah. Okay, so before I put the gears back on, I need to put on the upper rear cover. So this is at a clean, where I did put some marks so I could marry up and time it up later. I've renewed those with Tipex so it's obvious. So as I come in here, I'm trying to do this one-handed, so this is going to be quite difficult, but I'm going to come in here, slot it down. Once you've got it loosely in place, need to get that bit round the back of the water pump. Like that. So then it should look roughly in place, and if you double check it below, it should look like it's in the right place, and then any holes should be lining up with the back there. So putting in the screws to the rear cover, there's 4. One is longer than the other 3. So the longer one you want to put around the back, just down there. 2 then go underneath the camshafts. And then there's one underneath just here. So once you've got the bolts in, they're torqued down to 9 Newton meters. Quick tip: if you're going to put these in any order, I would suggest putting the back one in first, and then the one down below just here, because if you do that, then these concealed bolts, they're difficult to get to and see, they are already pretty much in line and they should go straight in. Right, with the upper rear cover on and all the bolts torqued down, before I put the cam gears on, I'm going to put the timing belt in place. Now when I took the timing belt off, because you can take this bit out, all of this bit, and it just goes straight on, I've not done that. When I took it off, I undid the mount bolts and I dropped on the jack the engine down one side and fed the belt through when I took it off. So I'm planning on doing that in reverse. So once the belt's in and through there, I'll torque these back down, because we're not dropping the engine ever again, I don't think. Then I will put in the tensioner, then the gears, then I can feed it all around and time it up. So using an 18mm socket, I'm going to undo the one engine mount bolt. So with the bolts out and the engine dropped just a hair, I don't know if you can see that, but I can now get this piece of cardboard in between the engine mount and the like chassis mount. So that should be enough to get the cam belt through. So this is an aftermarket cam belt from Rimmer Brothers, made in Italy. If you are reusing, it's recommended that you replace the cam belt when doing anything like this, but if you are reusing the old cam belt, if it does have any directional marks on there, do make sure that they're facing the right way. Right. That's the cam belt fed in. So I'm just going to place this out of the way while I redo up the mounting bolts, torque them down, and then fit all the other gears and tensioner. Yeah. The engine mount bolts are torqued up to 85 Newton meters. So getting the timing belt on was really difficult to film. So here it is in place. It's not tensioned up though. So I started at the bottom of the engine where the crank gear is, and I secured the belt to the teeth using a piece of cardboard just so it didn't come off as I was trying to feed it around, and then I worked myself up the right hand side and over the cam gears and back around the tensioner. So one of the jobs that I did when I took the head off is cleaned all the mating surfaces up. It's much easier to do that if you're taking the head off. If you're not, just make sure the mating surfaces are cleaned up before you put it back together and the new gasket on. Now I bought the gasket kit from Rimmer Brothers, the head gasket kit, and it came with a load of other gaskets, including the inlet and outlet manifold gasket. So I'm going to put a new one of these on. Now the studs are all back in, torqued down and Loctited in, so they're ready to go as well. And there is a tightening sequence on the exhaust manifold side, so it's important that that's adhered to, and I will put that up on screen, and you work your way from the inside out, tightening down to 45 Newton meters. So before putting the camshaft cover back on, I made sure the mating surfaces were cleaned up, free from debris, and also inside the camshaft cover underneath, made sure that it was free of any sludge and oil and bits and bobs like that, particularly the oil separator. It looks like a bit of wire wool. Made sure that was clean. Now when fitting the gasket, it's important to make sure that it's written on top of the actual gasket itself which side is the exhaust manifold side. It actually says on exhaust man side, so that goes towards the exhaust manifold side. Once that's done, it's a case of tightening down the bolts to 9 Newton meters in sequence, which will be up here now. So while we're here, I'm going to drop some 4 new spark plugs in. It's Denso brand, never heard of them, but they're available on Rimmer Brothers. So to put these in, I'm going to be using a 10mm spark plug socket on an extension. The thing about a spark plug socket is that it's going to grab hold of the spark plug, so there's no real risk of dropping the spark plug and then interfering with the gap in between the electrode and the time down to 27 Newton meters. Right, so after putting in all the manifold bolts, don't forget, as I almost just did, there is a bolt that goes onto the brace bar down here, and it bolts in from the inside out. So with the inlet manifold back on and in, and tightened down and torqued down, it's just a case of fastening back all the plugs and hoses and all the different bits of ancillaries to it. Luckily, they all kind of lend themselves to where they once were. So it's just a case of working your way around the engine.
Everything I used to be seems to have disappeared so fast. Like time is playing tricks on me. Like my present now is my past. So lost in a familiar place, while everybody's moving on. And I try to keep up with the pace, but I don't know what's going on. And it feels like I'm running backwards all the time. It feels like I am being left behind.
Right, that pretty much wraps up the majority of the engine work. All the belts are on. I didn't get to film as much as what I would have liked, but it's really difficult to get cameras in and try and work with just one hand. So I'm going to leave a little bit of engine work until the very end, so I've got something to do just before I turn it over. At the minute, it's not much, but at the minute I've still got to connect the air intake into the inlet manifold. I've also got to purchase a 4-way splitter for the hose that snapped quite early on, so I need to get another one of those. I need to get an external cam cover, timing belt cover, which should be relatively cheap. I might even get one from the scrapyard now that we're reopened. And a couple of other bits and bobs. Specifically, I'd still need to get the coil packs, as they were badly damaged when I started taking them apart. They were brittle and they just fell apart. So I need to get those. So I'm going to save all of those until the very last, and then other than fluids, filters and that sort of thing, the engine's pretty much there, ready to go. So next video, I'm hoping to do a bit of a giveaway to start sort of the next leg, taking off the front bumper and onto the subframe, front subframe, and sort all that out. So a little bit of a giveaway, so watch out for that. Yeah, hit 300 subscribers as well, so that's brilliant. So thanks for all your support, and yeah, see you in the next one.